Karina, well, thank you for an excellent keynote. What would you say are the key takeaways when we look at interventions in leadership and health and well-being?
Yeah, and well, thank you for inviting me. I think one of the key messages that I was trying to get across yesterday is that that we need to consider the role of line managers as leaders when we do organizational interventions. Quite often we kind of expect interventions to happen, and we don't realize that quite often line managers, they have been tasked with the responsibility of making things happen. So we want to make sure that they understand that responsibility and they buy into the intervention, they understand what it's about, but also that we have trained them properly in how to do the intervention. These are quite complex processes that you have to go through in order to improve employee health and well-being. And if line managers don't feel equipped to manage that process, it's very likely that not much is going to happen. So we really have to make sure that both they've got the understanding, they buy in, but also they've got the skills to manage the process, and they understand what the psychosocial work environment is, what well-being is, and what kind of measures can you use to improve employee health and well-being.
Based on your own research, it looked as if that is like one of the key factors to even make an intervention happen and effective. And it also seems that would require quite a bit of buy-in from the whole organization to support the managers.
Absolutely. So it is important that the senior management supports. They put the resources aside, or they prioritize the resources. One of the things that I often do in organizational interventions is that we combine it with individual level interventions and leadership training. So quite often we'll have a one-day workshop at the beginning of the process where we train line managers. What is the psychosocial work environment? What do we mean by well-being? What are the different phases of the intervention? But we also try to integrate it into their working life, to their KPIs and what they are trying to achieve. So we'll quite often have them develop action plans themselves. So how can I use this intervention to do a better job as a line manager or as a leader? And I think that's really important, that they can see this is not just something that I'm doing because I have to. I can actually benefit from it, and my employees will benefit from it.
Great. I think that's great advice for organizations and actually researchers designing interventions.